and welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, June the 21st, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Bonnaroo has come and gone. Tullahoma held its first Juneteenth event, and some local children are raising money for the Tullahoma Police Department. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Well, after 2 years and 4 cancellations, Bonnaroo finally came back to Manchester. And after 4 sweltering days of music, dancing, and celebration, it's over. Over the next week, volunteers and workers will be taking down the stages and returning to farm to its natural state and heading out as well. News Leaders Philip Scoggins and I made it out and saw lots of live music, along with a private press-only performance by Maggie Rose. In this clip, Big Hassle Media's president Ken Weinstein introduces her, and she performs her song, For Your Consideration.
Well, so every Saturday of Bonnaroo before the music starts, we like to give, we here in the press department like to give the hard-working media a little gift for working so hard here on the farm in the heat. And we like to bring some of the festival to you, because you're always going out there running after it. We like to make it, bring some love, bring some great music to you here in our press tent. And we've been doing this every year since the beginning of the festival. And we kind of look at the schedule like, who do we want to give? Who are we going to gift this year? And there was no question when I saw the lineup to this festival that Maggie Rose was the answer to that question. Her music, as you're about to find out, is chill bump inducing beyond. So, without further ado, Maggie Rose.
Thank you, Ken. Big Hassle and Bonnaroo for having me. We're just so happy this festival has returned. It's one of the best places to play if you're a musician. But thank you guys for covering it and spreading the word far and wide. I had 2 shows yesterday. We put on the Witch stage, and then we played the Galactic Giddy Up stage. And then I enjoyed Goose until 2 in the morning. So. These are my songs. Some of them might be a little lower than the original key in which they were recorded, but it's an honor to play for you guys today. And from my record, Have a Seat, is the song I'm about to play for you, and it's just all about listening to each other and the compassion that is just to give each other the space to speak our minds and be ourselves. It's called For Your Consideration. You act like you never made a mistake. Serve up advice that you'd never be able to take. You're making a choice to add to the noise. It's not helping. Stuck in your lane and your own way. Now I'm afraid of where you're going. Sure must be nice knowing all there is to know. It doesn't mean that it's all my fault, 'cause you say so. Let's take a step back, try to unpack our baggage. Start listening, stop starting shit. Let's begin breaking bad habits. Wish that I could borrow your eyes. Maybe that would open my mind. Say that I'm wrong, don't need to be right, but I need to see that you're here in my sight. Just look at all the room I'm making for your consideration. Don't worry, baby, it's okay if we disagree. Doesn't always go my way, but hey, keeps things interesting. And I don't expect you to change, simply take it on. Even if we get nowhere, I don't care, as long as we're trying. Wish that I could borrow your eyes, yeah. Maybe that would open my mind. Say that I'm wrong, don't need to be right, but I need to see that you're here in my sight. Just look at all this room I'm making for your consideration. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. We might not see things all that differently. Oh, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Wish that I could borrow your eyes. Maybe that would open my mind. Say that I'm wrong, don't need to be right, but I need to see that you're here in my sight. Just look at all this room I'm making for your consideration. Just look at all this room I'm making for your consideration.
In other Bonnaroo news, Tennessee Secretary of State Trey Haggart was arrested Friday night after driving under the influence after leaving the Bonnaroo Music Festival. Haggart's office released a statement on the arrest Saturday morning. Haggart said in an emailed statement, quote, "On Friday night after leaving the Bonnaroo Music Festival, I was stopped by the Tullahoma Police Department and subsequently arrested for DUI. Driving under the influence is a serious matter, and I regret the circumstances that led to my arrest. I respect law enforcement and will trust the legal process as we move forward," end quote. According to jail records, Haggart was booked into the Coffee County Jail shortly after 1 a.m. on Saturday and was released before 5:30 a.m. Haggart, a Republican, served a decade in the General Assembly before overseeing the Tennessee Regulatory Authority. He was first appointed as Secretary of State in 2009 and has been reappointed every 4 years. And in sad Bonnaroo news, we have learned that one person passed away at the 2022 Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. According to Manchester Police Department Chief Investigator Brandon Toberlin, a female was found unresponsive early Sunday morning. CPR was performed. The woman was transported to the main medical area and then to Unity Medical Center in Manchester, where she was pronounced deceased. The body has been sent to the State Medical Examiner's Office for an autopsy. According to Toberlin, no foul play is suspected at this time, but investigation is pending autopsy results. The deceased has been identified as Leanne Sizemore, age 29, from Lowell, Indiana. And we'll be right back after these messages.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you, and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Tullahoma's first Juneteenth celebration was held at CD Stamps on Saturday. In this clip, organizer Royce Massengill acknowledges the people who helped make the event possible and why they put the event together.
So first and foremost, before we get started, I would like to thank everybody for coming out here. I really appreciate it. I want to appreciate all the vendors, all the food trucks that can't hear us right now serving the food. That's my best friend's lady right there, Nadine Sanders. You know what I'm saying? She's up in here. We got DJ Iceberg over here right behind me. We got Zoe's Photography right behind us right here. Y'all make sure y'all get a snapshot, man. We put that L together pretty dope, man. Y'all got to get that, man. It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Who put the garland together? I put the garland together, so you got to take the picture, man. You got to. How y'all doing over there? Y'all about the whole family. Y'all like in a section right there. We're going to have some fun today. All right, y'all. So let me speed this up real quick. If a lot of you guys that don't know, you feel me, this is our first Juneteenth celebration here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Let's get a hand clap for that real quick. Let's get that up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do like to thank first, definitely Parks and Rec, man, for giving us the keys, for trusting us to do what we're doing right here. My man Dave right here, he's the top man, the man in charge. Oh, there she goes. She's trying to run away. Miss Sheila Rico, we want to say thank you too. Thank you. Give her a hand clap. All right. Monica Blake and family, she's been helping us out. We got Tara Simmons. She's been helping us out here. And all the kids that's been helping us, man. Thank y'all very much. All right. Now let's get to the nitty gritty real quick. This event is called Shattered Chains. All right. We call it Shattered Chains for a reason. If a lot of people may not know about Juneteenth, this was in 1865, June 19th, pretty much as far as what's in the record of Galveston, Texas, when the cavalry came after the Civil War, giving that good news that the slaves were free. So y'all know back in the day, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have mail, we just had horse and carriage, and it just, it'd take a while to get there. Like, when emancipation is over, 1863, it's gonna take some time for the message to get out. So through all those years, we were getting the message that we were free, and that was the last bunch. So we just kind of conglomerated that and said, hey, we're going to make June 19th, 1865 was the year that our ancestors were free. Let's give a hand clap for that real quick. Okay. Now we're getting louder. It's okay. Okay. So here's something else too. Those chains have been physically broken, correct? But we also know within those last 100 years or so after 1865, there were laws that were keeping black people from having their rights, like the Jim Crow laws. We all know about those. I won't get into that. We can just do your research. All right? So we've come a long way, but some of us still, a lot of us had those mental chains. And so this event is held in particular for those mental chains that we have to break. We call it Shattered Chains. And here's why we call it Shattered Chains, all right? We got inspired from the 107th chapter of Psalms. It's about 40-something verses on there, but there was one in particular that I did like, and that was verse 14 on Psalms 107. Y'all can look that up sometime, but read the whole thing. In Psalms, and I'm going to paraphrase it, in verse 14, it's speaking of God releasing breaking those chains, getting us out of the darkness and out of the gloom. And so metaphorically, in our communities, in our black communities, lower income communities, all in general, some of us still have that mentality. Some of us are still in the darkness. But with God's help, in His order, we can break those mental chains. This is a theme for our fathers. This is a theme for our nuclear family, because that is what we need. Before we send our children out to the schools and to the churches, they learn from home, the nuclear family. And that's what it's all about. And we just want to give a shout out to all the fathers today. Let's give a hand clap to all the fathers. Don't worry, I'm getting to the point. This event, Ms. Moorhead wanted to dedicate it to the fathers because we get left out sometimes. And we need a little love. But at the same time, we are the head of the household. We were raised and taught to be leaders in society. And some of us, well, a lot of us may have gone astray. I've been that type of person, so I can speak on it. I'm not ashamed of that. And there's a lot of things that I'm working on myself just to become a better man, to hopefully become a better father one day. But we do want to give a shout out to all the fathers. We want to encourage all the fathers that are doing your thing, keep doing your thing. All right? And for all the fathers that may need a little help, hey, we want to encourage you to do the same too. But you got to lead with God. It's God, it's husband, it's wife, and it's children. All right? We need that in these communities. Specifically here in Tullahoma, since it's the first Juneteenth, I want to send out a challenge to all our families. I want you to tell your kids you love them. I'm not saying that you don't, but tell them that you love them every day. Kids, tell your parents that you love them every day. Make sure you ask your kids how they're feeling, how they're doing, what do they want to do with their life. Give them words of inspiration because we need this. All right? So let's give a hand clap just for that all together. Just do it. Just do it.
And we'll be right back with more from Tullahoma's Juneteenth celebration after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life. Welcome back. James Crutchfield also addressed the Juneteenth Assembly and spoke about the history of CD stamps.
In 1898, a small 3-room school was built on Jackson Street in Tullahoma, Tennessee, for Negro children, where they can go learn to read and to write. It didn't have a name at that time. They just called it the School for Negro Children. In 1924, a man by the name of Crosby DeWitt Stamps came to Tullahoma. He was singing with a group from Roger Williams out of Nashville, Tennessee. And he ended up being the principal of a school which was later called Davidson Academy. The Davidson Academy was set in this place where this place stands now. And it served the community for many years. In 1937, the first graduating class, they graduated from Davidson Academy. And I had the privilege to attend there for 5 years, grade 1 through 5. I was my group, we were the last group to attend Davidson Academy, a segregated school. There was so much about the school that went farther than just learning and reading and writing. It was a place of development. The brother here was talking about community. We really had a community then. I was just sitting with Brother Paul. I was just thinking the school was here, and across the street was Professor and Sister Stamps. Right down from there was Miss Edna Brown, who was a school teacher. Then Miss Delcy Whitaker was right down for her, who was a school teacher. And then anchoring in the back of the school on Jefferson Street was Sister Maybelle Davison. One of the things that that we learned there was not only just so far dealing with reading, writing, arithmetic, and athletics, but the culture. One of the things that we used to do and things you used to look forward to during that time, that at the end of the year, the 1st through the 4th grade would put on a big production. And when I say a big production, it was a big production. And that was something that we began to start working on, and the whole community would come out. And I remember a couple of, that's where I got my first, I think I could have been an actor, Paul, but I remember we had one of the great productions was The Frog King, was The Frog Prince. That's in the, and I played the part of the king, and I remember Teresa Northcutt, she was the queen, and Michelle Northcutt, she was the princess, and I remember I sung a song about a golden ball. And as I began to think about that golden ball, that's what Davidson Academy really was. It was a golden ball. Sometimes people say you don't know what you got until it's gone. In 1966, the schools became completely integrated. After 42 years, Professor C.D. Stamps, he retired, and many of the teachers that were around during that time, they retired. The school was used as a community center, and the city named it Southside Community Center. Many of the women of the community met with the school and met with the proper authorities, and they said, we don't want that name. What we want to do, name it Davidson Academy. C.D. Stamps. And so that's where the name of this building got its name from, was C.D. Stamps Community Center.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
One thing about Parkview, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Well, the Hatfield kids are up to it again out on Grundy Street in Tullahoma. They are raising money for the Tullahoma Police Department. News Leader's John Gray brings us this story.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the corner of Vine Street and West Grundy, right down here almost to Cedar Lane, and there's two wonderful young people here that are selling all kinds of cool things for people on a hot day, and these are the Hatfields. The Hatfields, no McCoys, huh? And what are your names? What's your name, young man?
Daniel Hatfield.
Daniel Hatfield?
Carly Hatfield.
Carly Hatfield. How about giving us an idea about why are you doing this?
We are doing this for the police donation. This would be the second or third year that we've done this. Last year, our donations got up to $1,000. That's what our goal is for this year.
$1,000 for this year. And just why all of a sudden Carly, did you decide that you wanted to do this?
Same reason he said, for the police donation, also for summer vacation.
Summer vacation and a police donation. That almost rhymes. Now, you're going to be here, when's the next time?
July 1st through July 8th is when we're going to be.
July 1st through July 8th, and you have all kinds of cold drinks and cakes and chips and just anything somebody could want that's driving by on an old hot summer day.
Yes.
And you're here about what time?
We are here from July 1st, which is at 6 o'clock. We won't be doing it that day, but on the 2nd, we get up like first thing in the morning. We're out through all the day.
All day, okay. And we just appreciate this for people, young people like you, to understand that our police department needs help and support, and you're doing it right here on Vine and West Grundy. And you folks need to come down and see this brother and sister here and help them with their cause. Thanks, folks, for what you do.
You're welcome.
Big wave to everybody. How about that?
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include George Stone, who will invite everyone out to the ham radio field day at Old Stone Fort. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is having an event this weekend, and we'll have more Juneteenth coverage. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1953 at 101 degrees. The record low for this day is in 2003 at 55 degrees. The average high for this day is 86 and the average low is 65. Mostly clear for tonight with a high of 68. Sunny skies for Wednesday with a high of 95 and a low of 70. And a 20% chance of some storms for Thursday with a high of 92 and a low of 66. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.